Hello everyone, I'm very happy to see you once again. Hope you all are doing very fine at your places. And we've been discussing quadratic equations, and we have successfully discussed that how to make a quadratic equation and how to check if a given equation is quadratic or not. So today we'll be doing the solution of a quadratic equation. Now by solution we mean that we have to find the roots of the quadratic equation, and there are two or three methods to find root. The first one is the discriminant, and there is middle term splitting and more methods like this. But firstly, which is discussed in your book, that is in the exercise 4.2, that is middle term splitting method. We have discussed middle term splitting method in the polynomials chapter of ninth class, and if you are not familiar with this method, kindly watch that video. The link will be given in the description for you guys, so you can click on that link and you can go to watch how middle term splitting works. So without wasting any time, let's start with our very first quadratic equation, of which we have to find the roots. Here is our third example, which is very first example of exercise 4.2. We have to find the roots of 2x square minus 5x plus 3. We will split the middle term here. Now, when the coefficient of x square is other than 1, we will multiply the coefficient of x square and the constant term. What we are getting, that is 6, and the middle term is minus 5, right? Now, you have to find two numbers by multiplying which you are getting 6, and by adding or subtracting you are getting minus 5. So yes, you are thinking right. The numbers are 2 and 3. We can write 2x square minus 2x minus 3x plus 3. You can see that minus 2 and minus 3, when these are multiplied you will get plus of 6, and when these are added you will get minus 5. So we have successfully splitted our middle term. So what is the next step? Just take a common factor from first two terms, that is 2x x minus 1, and take a common factor from the last two terms, minus 3 x minus 3 is equals to 0. 2x minus 3 will be left, and x minus 1 can be taken out as another common factor, right? Now the product of these two terms is 0. It means either 2x minus 3 is equals to 0 or x minus 1 is equals to 0, right? Now you can clearly see that this is a quadratic equation. Its degree is 2. It means the roots have to be 2 only. There can't be one root. So we need two factors like this, and we have factorized this equation successfully. Now let's find its roots. 2x is equals to 3, x is equals to 3 by 2. This is our very first root, or from here x is equals to 1. Now we have found the roots, but how to be sure that these are the roots? You can put these roots into the given equation, and then you can check whether these roots which we have found are satisfying the given quadratic equation or not. For time being, for your ease, let's satisfy x is equals to 1. In the equation, put x is equals to 1. 2 multiply 1 square minus 5 multiply 1 plus 3. We have to see if it's coming out to be 0 or not. 2 minus 5 plus 3, 2 minus 5, that is minus 3, minus 3 plus 3 is equals to 0, which is equal to RHS. It means x is equals to 1 is the root of given equation. Similarly, you can check if 3 by 2 is satisfying, and I can assure you that it is satisfying the given equation. It means you have found your two roots. X is equals to 3 by 2 and x is equals to 1. So this is how you have to do factorization first, by splitting the middle term, and then you can find the roots of given quadratic equation. So let's move ahead and let's clear our concepts even more. This is our fourth example, and the second equation, the roots of which we have to find. Now 6x square minus x minus 2. Now again the coefficient of x square is not 1, it's 6. So multiply these two terms, you get minus 12. And what is our middle term? That is minus 1. So you have to find two digits. By adding and subtracting those, you get minus 1, and by multiplying those you get minus 12, right? So now think wisely. Yeah, you can think. I know that you are this much intelligent, all of you. So let me help you if you are having trouble in guessing that. So 6x square. Now we want minus of 12. Can we multiply minus 4 and 3? Right? So we can write minus 1 as minus 4x plus 3x minus 2 is equals to 0. Now we have to rearrange this equation a bit. Why? Because you can take a common factor from these two terms, but you cannot take a common factor from these two terms. So that's why we will shift 3x here and minus 4x will be there only. Minus 2 is equals to 0. Now what is the common factor from first two terms? That is 3x. You will get 2x plus 1. From here minus of 2x plus 1. These are the common factors, right? And what can be taken out common as a common factor from the whole equation? That is 2x plus 1. And what will be left? 3x minus 2 only. Now again, the product of two terms is coming out to be 0. Now either this can be 0 or second term can be 0. There are both possibilities, right? So when 2x plus 1 is equals to 0, what you will get? 2x is equals to minus 1 or x is equals to minus 1 by 2. From here 3x is equals to 2 or x is equals to 2 upon 3, right? So these two are the factors or roots of the given equation. In fact, these two were the factors, and by using these factors we have found the roots of our given quadratic equation. Now in exam it can be asked that find the roots and verify that those are roots or not. In that case, just take your roots that you have found and substitute it in the given equation, the roots, and then you will see if you are getting 0 on the other side. If you are getting 0, then yes, your answer is correct and those two are the roots, are the actual roots. But if your answer is coming out to be other than 0, then you have to check your sum again. All right. Now this is our next example, example 5th of NCERT exercise 4.2. It's looking a bit complicated to some of you, I'm pretty much sure, because it is including root under root 6. But let me tell you, it's very easy, and even if it's not, I'm going to make it easy for you. Don't worry. So here the coefficient of x square is again 3 and the constant term is 2. It means you have to find two digits. By multiplying you have to get 6, and by adding or subtracting them you have to get minus 2 root 6, right? These two are our desired terms. Now 3x square, you have to split the middle term. Now by multiplying two terms you have to get 6, and you have to include root 6 as well, because you want root 6 to be the splitting factor of your middle term. Now if you add root 6 plus root 6, what will you get? 2 root 6, right? And when you will multiply both of these you will get 6. So we are very close to our answer, but these two are not our factors. These two are not the splitting factors of the middle term, because we need minus of 2 root 6, but this is positive. For that thing we will change the signs to negative. Now minus root 6 is minus 2 root 6. We can write, right? Minus root 6x minus root 6x plus of 2. All right, 3x square. Now what you can get from here? You cannot have any of the common factor, but you can convert root 3 into root 3 multiply root 3, right? Because it's coming out to be 3. We have to transform the given terms in order to take a factor common. Minus root 6x minus root 6x, and again you can write 2 as root 2 multiply root 2, right? Now here change this, root 3 multiply root 3x square. You can write root 6 as root 3 multiply root 2, and x again minus root 3 multiply root 2 x, and plus root 2 multiply root 2. You just have to run your mind a bit in this sum, because taking common factor out of sums of this kind is not an easy task. So now from here you can take root 3x as a common factor, right? What will you get? Root 3x minus root 2. inside. From here you can take minus root 2 as common factor. What will you get? Root 3 minus of root 3x minus of root 2, right? Now what is the common factor again? Root 3x minus root 2 and root 3x minus root 2. Now both of the terms are identical and you can equate any term to the 0. In the answer, what will you get? Root 3x is equals to root 2 or x is equals to root 2 by root 3. Now your second factor is also same, so you will get the similar value of root 2 upon root 3. So these two are the roots of the given quadratic equation. You just have to take the factors common by hook or by crook, change anything that you want but without disturbing the sequence of the equation, right? So you can introduce whatever you want. This is our last example of this exercise, and in this example, in your book it's written that find the dimensions of the prayer hall discussed in section 4.1. Now in the section 4.1 the equation which is coming out to be only this, all right? So we have to find the factors of this equation indirectly. Now here again the coefficient of x square is not 1, that is 2. It means you have to find two numbers, the product of whom should be 600, and by adding or subtracting them you have to get 1, right? Now these are going to be large factors because of course the term is large, but after trying the hit and trial method or after trying a lot, you can find the factors as 24 and 25. So we can split our middle term as minus 24x plus 25x. Why minus 24 plus 25? Because the x is having positive sign, and if you apply the negative sign to 25 then this will become negative, which is not true. These are the splitting factors of our middle term. Now take 2x common from the first two terms, you will get x minus 12. Take 25 from the next two terms, x minus 12. From the whole equation, what are you getting? X minus 12 as a common factor and 2x plus 25 as the remaining factor. Now either x minus 12 is equals to 0 or 2x plus 25 is equals to 0. From here you are getting x is equals to 12, right? And from here you are getting 2x is equals to minus 25 or x is equals to minus 25 by 2. Now let's revise or remind ourselves that what I have said at the starting of the video, that we have to find the dimensions of a prayer hall. Dimensions means length and breadth, so length and breadth cannot be negative at all. So this means this is our answer. And if this is length, if this is the breadth as it's given in the equation, then its length was coming out to be 2x plus 1. So it will become 2 multiplied 12 plus 1, it will become 25 meter. So breadth is 12 meter and length is 25 meter according to equation. You can read the equation, you can read the statement. This is how you have to factorize a quadratic equation that we have learned throughout this video, and I think that you can split the middle term very easily now. So just keep practicing these things, and we'll surely be meeting in our next video in which we will discuss another method of solving a quadratic equation, which is a complicated one. So till then, bye bye, keep practicing, and before leaving, kindly press the subscribe button of my channel in order to get these kind of videos on a regular basis. It was nice meeting you. Thank you all for watching my video, and see you in the next video.